Hi all, let's proceed with our next video, that is declaration statements in Java. So what does a declaration statement mean? It is used to create a variable in Java, nothing else. We have already seen this concept. This is just again it's coming because we are studying declaration concept. For example, if you are writing int a, what is this? I already told you that this is declaration. So this is what? This is a declaration statement. And what does it tell? It tells Java, I want a variable of int data type with a name, variable name as a. So this is very simple to understand, and it only creates the variable. It doesn't initialize it. We have just declared it. Okay. It doesn't assign value yet. Okay. Now, what is the basic syntax? We will use a data type. For example, we'll use integer and a variable name, example age. So this is what? This is declaration, int age, int is data type, age is variable name. It creates a variable named age that can store integer values, but currently no value is assigned to it. Okay. And why do we need declaration statement? This is very important. Before storing any data, you have to declare where you'll be storing that data and what kind of data you want, what type of data you want, how much memory that data will require, and what variable name you will be using to store that variable. So for all these three things, you need to have a declaration statement. Without declaration, you cannot work in Java. For example, you are declaring here age variable of integer type, salary variable of double type, grade variable of character type, is passed variable of boolean type, named variable of string, non-primitive data type. This is non-primitive. You remember I told you I'll teach you non-primitive letters, but all these are primitive data types. So we'll in these videos also together we'll like revise our previous concept also. And what are all these? These are declaration statements. We have not assigned any values to them. Now we'll see the difference between declaration and initialization. For example, if you are writing int age and using semicolon, this is just a declaration. You are only creating variable named age, and you are creating it as of integer type. But what if you assign age variable value as, or literal, we say it as literal, as 21? What is this? This is our initialization. So now you should be clear about this. If you are assigning some value, or if you are giving some literal to a variable, that is initialization. But if you are only writing the which data type and which variable name you are going to use, that is declaration. But most of the times you'll see people use this initialization and declaration together. They'll just directly assign int age equals to 21 because it saves our time of writing code. Now, multiple variable declaration. You can declare multiple variables in one line also. For example, you want to write int A, B, C. So, comma separatedly, you can write them. And if you want to assign them values with declaration, you can do it int A equals to 10, comma, B equals to 20, comma, C equals to 30. So, what is this? This is initialization plus declaration together, but it is not considered as the best practice. The best practice is if you write int a equals to 10, then semicolon, int b equals to 20, then semicolon, and int c equals to 30. This is considered as better way of writing code instead of writing everything in one line. Now, this is just an example of variable declaration. These are different variables which we have created already. We have seen this is just a declaration, and this is the initialization, and here we are printing their values. Here you will get output age as 25, salary as this dot 50, grade as A is passed, you'll get value as true, and in name you'll get Jyoti, right? Now, common mistakes what students make is they use variable before initializing, and this is a very common mistake. What they do, they have just declared x and they try to print the value of x, system.out.print, and this will give you errors because till now you have just declared it, you have not initialized. So avoid this error. Also, people get confused sometimes between declaration and assignment. So now you are clear with declaration, and assignment is basically initialization on. Okay. These both are different things. And sometimes people write wrong variable. They use reserve words as their variable name, but that is not allowed. We should avoid, and we cannot even use this. You should avoid it because they are not allowed by Java. We can't use the reserved words. One super short revision is declaration statements creates variable only. It tells what kind of data type and what is the name of the variable we are storing. This is the syntax for it. For example, int age. Just remember int age. You will remember what does your declaration statement mean. And initialization means you are assigning value or a literal to your variable. Okay. And local variables need initialization before use. You can't do something like int x and then try to print the value of that. That is wrong. And variable naming rules must be followed. You can't use reserve words and all those things we have seen. We can use letters and all whatever we have seen in variables video. You can check out in this playlist also. And declaration and initialization, often people write them together. So one line definition will be declaration statement is used to create a variable by specifying its data type and name in Java. So this was all about this video. We'll proceed with next topic in next video. Thanks. Bye.